All right, good morning everyone, and thank you for joining today's training on the new Allison James app. We have gone ahead and created our own app for easier access to tools, systems, and communication with our corporate team, your broker, and your fellow Allison James agents. We can't wait to see what you think about it. Our app is available for download on both Android and Apple devices. You can find it by searching Allison James in your Google Play or your App Store. There is also a desktop version, which is what today's training is going to be on. But it looks very similar to the mobile version of the app. The mobile version is just a slightly more condensed, but the functionalities of the app are the same whether you are in the mobile version or the desktop version. Today, I will be doing an overview training, but if you would like to schedule a one-on-one call with a member of our support team to go over more information when it comes to the app, I'm going to show you how to do that from right within the app. This morning, everyone should have received a welcome email to activate your account. This email subject line is "Welcome to the Allison James app." If for some reason you did not receive this email, please go ahead and type in the chat box of the webinar, and I will be sure to resend it to you as soon as the webinar is complete. If you have any questions during the training, please also type those in the chat box of the Zoom control panel, and I will go ahead and make sure those get answered at the end of the webinar. So I'm going to go ahead and start with today's training. Like I said, today's training is going to be on the desktop version of the app. To access the desktop version, you are going to go to allisonjames.converse.com, and I'm actually going to go ahead and throw that in the chat for everyone so you have that on hand. Again, that is allisonjames.converse.com, and Converse is just the company which we partnered with to create the app. Now, once I'm logged into the app, or once you're logged into the app, your app is going to look very similar to mine. And I'm going to go ahead and start with this header over here in the upper right-hand corner. Now, your header, you're going to see a colored circle. Mine is yellow. Yours might be blue, pink, purple, whatever it may be, but it's going to have your initials inside. When I click on that, it's going to bring up a drop-down, and I'm going to go ahead and start with my settings. When I go to my settings, it's actually going to bring up my profile. There are a few things I want to show you to do within your profile. The first thing is updating your photo. So right here, you're going to see a camera image. And when you click on that, it's going to bring up two options. One is to update your profile image. Updating your profile image is going to fill in this colored circle that has your initials in it with the image of your choice. Now, since this is a profile image, I do recommend using some sort of headshot, but of course, that's completely up to you. Your banner image is going to update this large gray rectangle here. So this is going to be a fun way for you to personalize your banner image and personalize your profile a little bit more. So this would be something maybe you want to put in a picture of your family, a picture of your dog, your favorite picture of the sunset. I don't know. It's up to you. So choose what you would like. Next, we have Edit Profile, which is under the Controls section here. When I click on Edit Profile, I'm going to be able to input more information that will be included on my profile. So your first and last name will already be in there. Feel free to add a title, location, and a bio. Now, as I scroll down, you're going to see a number of fields in here that you can fill in. Now, you don't have to fill these in. You can. It is completely optional. Anytime you do change any information in this Edit Profile section, always scroll down to the bottom and click on Publish. All right, so that is editing our profile. The next thing in the dropdown is going to be subscriptions. Now, subscriptions are going to show you the rooms that you're subscribed to that you will receive notifications on. Now, you're going to see a green circle. This almost looks like a Wi-Fi signal. This is actually our subscription button. Now, when it's turned green, that means we are subscribed to that room. If I wanted to unsubscribe from that room, all I have to do is click on it. It's going to turn gray, which means I am no longer subscribed to that room. So as you can see, it's an easy click of a button to see or to subscribe or unsubscribe from any of the rooms within the app. Now again, subscriptions is going to show you the rooms that you're subscribed to in which you will receive notifications on. Now, the next portion is notifications, which is how you will receive notifications. So there are two ways to receive notifications with the Allison James app. The first way is email notifications. Anytime something happens within a room that you're subscribed to, or something happens to a post or a ticket that you published, you are going to get an email notification. And I know I just said tickets and posts. I promise I'm going to go over that here in just a few minutes. So that will all make sense, I promise. So that is email notifications. Now we also get push notifications. That means anytime something happens in a room you're subscribed to, or something happens to any of your tickets or posts, you're going to get a push notification, which means you do have to have the mobile app downloaded for push notifications, but basically it's just going to pop up on your phone, much like if you were to get a text message. We do recommend that you leave at least one of these two on, but as we all know, our emails can get full quickly. So if I did want to go ahead and turn off email notifications, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this green toggle button. It's going to give me a warning just saying by clicking turn off, you will no longer receive email notifications from Alice and James. And then I'm going to click on this turn off button. Okay, so that is the notifications. The last thing in this dropdown that I'm going to go over quickly is just the log out button. If you are using your mobile app primarily, there's really no reason to have to log in and out. Now, the only time you may want to is if you're using a shared computer. Okay. Next, we are going to talk about the plus button here. This plus button is something I'm going to go over later on in the training, but basically this is how you're going to add a ticket or a post into one of the rooms. And I promise that will all make sense and everything will come full circle in just a few minutes. Next, we have the magnifying glass. This is actually the best way to search within the app. So let's say, for example, I wanted to search for KV Core videos. I'm going to go ahead and type in KV Core. I'm going to go ahead and, if I can spell today, there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on this search button, and it's going to bring up everything that is relevant to KV Core over here in my search results. Now I can stay as general or as specific as I'd like with these keywords. So let's say I wanted to get a little bit more specific and I wanted to look for KV Core videos. I can go ahead and click on the search button after typing in KV Core video, and it's going to bring up everything that is relevant to the keywords I inputted here. Okay, so that is searching. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave this header over here, and I'm going to head all the way over here to the left, which is our main navigation panel. I'm going to start at the top, which is the home button. Now the home is going to act as your daily news feed and will show you any recent updates that have been made in the app. So you can go ahead and think of this such as your Facebook news feed or your Twitter news feed or any other social media platform that you use. It acts the same exact way. It's going to give you the recent updates. The next thing in here is the notifications inbox. We did just go over email and push notifications. I do want to point out that you can come into this notifications inbox and see all of your notifications at a glance here. You can mark all as read. You can see just the unread. Plenty of you can do just by coming into this notifications inbox. Okay. So if you choose not to receive email or push notifications, always make sure you're coming into this notifications inbox and just checking to see what you have going on in the app. Next, our first main section here is the company info, and the first item under there is the corporate calendar. Now, the corporate calendar is going to show you any upcoming events that we have scheduled. For example, on March 25th, we have a national webinar, which is 5 tools to streamline your social media. We do have an event description in here, and because this is a virtual event, we've gone ahead and included a link at the bottom to click here and register. So anytime you do a virtual event, you definitely want to make sure you click to register, just like you did for today's Zoom meeting. The other thing that you can do is click on attending and not attending. Now I went ahead and clicked attending on this, which then gave me the option to add this event to my calendar. So that's a really great feature. Helps you stay a little bit more organized. This is also going to be great in the future when we're able to host live events again. If we come to your area and maybe host a local happy hour or something of that sorts, this is how you would RSVP for the event, just by simply clicking attending or not attending. Okay. There we go. Hopefully everyone can see me. I think I froze there for a minute. Something else I want to talk about with the corporate calendar is the different views that you have, which right now I'm viewing it as a month, but you can also view it as a week, a day, or a list view. The list view is my personal favorite. I feel like it looks the most organized, and then I can actually scroll through and see what's going on each week in a list version. Okay, that is the corporate calendar. Next, we have our corporate newsroom. Now under there, we click on corporate news. That is a room that we've gone ahead and added to cut back on the number of emails that our corporate team is sending out. So moving forward, we are going to post in here with anything new that's happening in which you need to be aware of or any important updates. Another thing I want to point out about coming into these different rooms, and you'll see this specifically with the corporate news room, by default, you are subscribed to this room. So we talked about that subscribe button under our subscriptions earlier. By going into any room, you can quickly see up here, you'll see that we have our subscribe button turned on because it's green. And anytime you go into a room and you see this green button, that means you're subscribed. So that is another way that you can see what rooms you're subscribed to. And you can easily and quickly unsubscribe from these rooms if you would like to by just clicking on this button here. Next section is our marketplace, and the first thing in here is our marketing materials. If you are looking for an Allison James logo, the Allison James letterhead, or maybe a nice Zoom background like the one I'm using today, you can come into these marketing materials and easily download whatever you may be looking for. For example, if I was looking for an Allison James letterhead, I can click on this button here, and you will see that there is an easy download button for me to download this letterhead as a PDF. So downloading is as easy as it's ever been, just a click of a button, and you have that letterhead saved to your computer. Next, we have the video library. This is where training videos are available within the app. You'll see here that we do have different folders in this room. We have apps and tools, expert talk, KV Core, and SkySlope. So let's say, for example, I just wanted to go ahead and see SkySlope videos. I can go ahead and click on the SkySlope folder, and it's going to bring up all of the videos that we have in the SkySlope folder. So everything that pertains to SkySlope. Another way to go ahead and browse through these different folders is up at the top, there's a drop-down menu. And when I click on that drop-down, it's going to bring up the different folders and also give me the option to go back to all folders here. I can also use the search bar if I don't want to scroll through and browse through all the videos. I can go ahead and easily search. If I wanted to find something about websites, I can type in web. It's going to bring up everything that is applicable to that keyword that I typed in here. All right. Next, we have our KV Core platform. Our KV Core room does have a bunch of tools that you can use from within your KV Core account. So the majority of these tools do need to be purchased from the KV Core marketplace. We've made it really easy for you as the agent. All you have to do is come in here and click on which one you're interested in. It's going to go ahead and open up the KV Core marketplace for you, in which you can go ahead, learn more about it, and purchase that add-on if you wish. Again, a lot of these are going to need to be purchased through KV Core. Next, we have one-on-one calls. So as I mentioned in the very beginning of today's training, that this is an overview training, and if you would like to learn more, you'll have to schedule a one-on-one call with a member of our support team. So you'll come into this one-on-one calls room, and at the very top, we have our Allison James app one-on-one call. When you click on this, it's going to give you a brief description of the call and a link to click here and schedule your call. We also offer KV Core one-on-ones, SkySlope one-on-ones, and we offer a social media consultation as well, which may be something new that you haven't heard about yet. We also have a room for OpCity leads. So if you have not signed up to receive OpCity leads, you can go ahead and click on this room here. We're going to have a brief video description for you, a written description, and a link to click here and complete the OpCity application. The next section is resources, and the first one under here is corporate contact info. So we do have corporate contact info available here for you. You can go ahead and click on the Arizona contact information. This is going to give you your broker and corporate contact information right at your fingertips. I do recommend saving these phone numbers in your phone. We also have a corporate forms section as well. This is where you can go in to update your banking information or your credit card on file. And then you can also access the Allison James W-9 or the wiring instructions as well. Next, we have policies and procedures. If you're looking for a copy of our liability or our business liability policy or any of our E&O insurance policies, you can come right in here. And we have those, again, easily available for download. For example, if I needed the E&O insurance policy for Arizona, I can come in here. At the top, we got the Arizona E&O certificate. I'm going to click on this download button, and I'm going to have that certificate on my computer. So again, super, super easy to use and download anything you need. Next, we have our Agent FAQs. Agent FAQs is a section with some of our more frequently asked questions that we get here at corporate with easy access to the answers. So feel free to browse through these as you wish. Of course, you do know that you can always come to us here at Corporate directly, and we'd be happy to help you in any way possible. Now that does bring me into my next question, which is the help desk rooms. Now these help desk rooms are going to be a great way for you to go ahead and communicate with our corporate team or your broker directly from within the app. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the corporate help desk. Moving forward, instead of emailing corporate, you do now have the ability to submit a help desk ticket. You will be able to see all of the tickets that you have submitted right here so that you can easily keep track of them. For today's example, I'm going to use the example of needing a CDA revision. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to head into the corporate help desk room. I'm going to click on this plus button that I briefly talked about in the beginning of the training. This is going to open up a window in which then I can select a folder. We do have different folders in here for different departments. So we have accounting, agent relations, management, marketing, processing, recruiting, and support team. Now, if you don't know which department your question pertains to, that is fine. We also have a general question folder that you can use. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and type in a subject line. I'm going to use a 1, 2, 3, 4 sample street as my example. And again, I am using the CDA revision example. So we're going to say sales price was changed to 185,000. Gross commission is 5,550. Please revise my CDA. And when I have my subject and my description in here, I can scroll down a little bit and I'm going to see an urgency of issue. Now, this is not a required field by any means, but let's say that my 1, 2, 3, 4 sample street is closing today and I need this revised CDA as soon as possible. I can come in here and select a high urgency of issue. This is going to let our corporate team know that this is important and we will go ahead and take care of it as soon as possible. Now, when I scroll down, you'll see a couple other things. Depending on what your question, concern, or comment may be that you're submitting, you may need to add an attachment, which you can do so here. But for this particular example, I don't need to. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this publish button. Once I click on the publish button, you're going to see my ticket pop up in my corporate help desk ticket section. So we have my subject here, my description, and I can actually see everything at a glance. Now, Lisa Corsoletti, who is in our processing department, the wonderful person who issues all of our CDAs, she will get a notification of this and she can actually come in here and update the status or leave a comment for you. So that brings me to my next point, which means anytime something happens to a ticket that you have submitted, you are going to get notified of it. So if Lisa comes in here and changes this ticket to in progress, for example, that means she's in the middle of issuing the revised CDA, but you'll get notified as soon as that status is updated. Now, when the CDA has been issued, she can come in here, leave a comment and say, hey, Tori, your revised CDA for 1, 2, 3, 4 Sample Street has been issued. Please let me know if there's anything I can help you with. She would go ahead and post that comment and close out the ticket. And I, or you as the agent, would get the notification of that. All right, so again, this is gonna be a great way for you to communicate with your corporate team and keep track of any requests that you've submitted to us. Something else I wanna point out before I move on to the next help desk room is up at the top, there is a filter dropdown. So much like when I had previously talked about the videos, you can actually come in here and filter your tickets. If you just wanted to see your open or closed tickets, or if you wanted to see your tickets that you've submitted to a specific department, you can filter by using this drop-down menu here. All right. Next, we have our Arizona Broker Help Desk room. So moving forward, instead of emailing your broker, Scott, you now have the ability to submit a help desk ticket to him. Again, just like the corporate help desk, you're only going to be able to see tickets that you have submitted in here. So let's go ahead and say that we need a approval on our SkySlope transaction. That's the example I'm going to use for today. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to come into my Arizona Broker Help Desk. I'm going to go ahead and click on this plus button at the top. We do have different folders for the brokers as well. We have a board MLS question, a file approval request, and a general question as well. So this example, we're going to use the file approval request. I'm going to go ahead and do my 1, 2, 3, 4 sample street again. I'm going to say, hi, Scott. Please review my subject file and approve my transaction in SkySlope. Closing is today. Thank you. And again, just like the corporate help desk, I can go ahead and select an urgency of issue. So because my sample street is closing today, I'm going to go ahead and select that as a high urgency. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Again, if I need to attach anything, I can, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to click on publish. Now, Scott, as soon as I click on publish, Scott is going to get a notification of this. Again, anytime something happens to your ticket, you are going to get notified. So let's say he comes in here, he leaves a comment and he says, hey, Tori, I actually can't approve your file yet because you are missing blank in your checklist. He can leave that comment and he can actually change this status to waiting for response. Now, once I go ahead and have that, whatever document that may be uploaded, I can leave a comment back to Scott and say, it's been uploaded, can you approve my file now? He'll get notification of that, so on and so forth. Whatever communication needs to happen in regards to this file and getting the file approved can happen right inside this ticket, okay? Once the file is approved, of course, he can leave a comment saying, hey, Tori, your file is approved, and he can go ahead and close out the ticket. I'm gonna get notification of that. All right, so keep in mind, remember, moving forward, instead of emailing your broker, go ahead and submit a broker help desk ticket. All right. Next, we have our discussion rooms. And the first room in here is our nationwide discussion. This is where you can openly communicate with all of our Allison James agents in every single state. So let's go ahead and say that we are looking for an agent in the Miami, Florida area. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the plus button in the upper right. And I'm going to type in need an agent in Miami, Florida. You can see I've used this example before. I'll say, hi, I have a client I need to refer to in the Miami area. Okay, any agents over there? And when I scroll down and click on publish, all of my fellow Allison James agents on a nationwide basis are going to get notified of this. Now, I'm not going to publish this one because I don't want you, along with all of Allison James agents, to get a notification of this, but I do want to come into the nationwide discussion room and show you some of the discussions that we have going on already that you can jump into. For example, when you create your own post, it's going to look something like this. It's going to have your subject, your description, and then anyone can come in here and like or comment on it. You can feel free to jump into any of these ongoing discussions that we have already. So for example, we have an agent who posted the other day about limited inventory in San Diego and wondering how it is for the rest of the market on a nationwide basis. So you can come in here and join in on this discussion, like the post, comment on it, whatever it may be. So feel free to join in on any of these. If you do have your own post that you'd like to create for all Allison James agents nationwide, just remember to click on the plus button up top. Now we also have an Arizona discussion room. This is where you can communicate with your fellow Arizona agents. So let's say, for example, we're looking for a photographer in the Phoenix, Arizona area. What we can go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and click on the plus button and we're going to say need a photographer in Phoenix. Hi, any recommendations for a good photographer in the Phoenix area? And when I scroll down and post this, all of my fellow Arizona agents are going to get notified of that post. Again, I'm not going to post this one. I don't want you all to get a notification of that, but you'll see that we already have a couple discussions going on in here. So I went ahead and posted just about 30 minutes ago, a welcome to the Arizona discussion room in here. Feel free to come in here, like the post, comment on it. It looks like Scott is already engaging on this post. Scott has also created a post of his own, just saying, looking forward to a successful year in Arizona. Looks like we already have some engagement on here as well. So Feel free to jump in on any of these discussions going on. And then also, if you have something you need to post yourself, always remember, click that plus button up at the top. All right. The next section is the links. And this is actually one of my favorite features of the app. As you know, here at Allison James, we have several different systems that we use, and you have to remember your login information for each one. So every time I want to log into a new system, I have to put in my email. And worst of all, I have to remember my password. Well, those days are actually over for you, as this Allison James app has a single sign-on feature. So let's say I am looking to get into SkySlope. When I click on the SkySlope button, it's actually going to open up a brand new window, and I'm already going to be logged into SkySlope. I don't need to type in my email, and I don't need to type in my password or even go searching for my password anywhere. That's going to be the same thing for KV Core and ExpressDocs as well, since both of those require logins. All right, so that is a really great feature and makes your life a little bit easier. Next thing we're going to talk about is private posts. So if you need to contact anybody within the app directly with an issue, question, concern, comment, whatever that may be, you can actually send anybody a private post. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and use the search bar up at the top. You're going to search for a member, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm going to go ahead and type in my name as a keyword, and you'll see that my profile pops up here. So we're going to go ahead and click on my profile, which is the one with my headshot. And right underneath my name and title, you'll see a button that says send a private post. When I click on send a private post, it's going to open up a new window, and it's going to allow me to send a private post. Now this acts as an email, so it's going to ask you to put in a subject and a description, just like almost anything else we've done today. And when I click publish, I'm going to get notified because you're sending me a private post. And then it's also going to end up in your private post section, which is accessible under My Tools. So whether you're sending a private post or whether you're receiving a private post, it's going to show up in this section here. Okay, and this is what they look like once they are posted. Let me open this one up. Victoria went ahead and sent this one to me, just dropping by to say hi. And then I can actually go ahead and communicate just by leaving comments in here back and forth as needed. Again, you can create a private post with anybody within the app. So that's corporate team, broker, a fellow agent, whatever that may be. If you want to practice sending a private post, please feel free to send me one and just say hi. I am welcoming to that. Last feature we're going to talk about today is the team chat. This is a good way to start a chat with anyone within the app. So a good example of using this would be to start a chat with our support team. All you would do is you would go ahead and click this plus button over here by the team chat. I'm going to go ahead and type in a chat name, which for this example, I'm going to use the Ask Allison James. And we actually have a member in here called Ask Allison. Okay. And this is our support team. So if you want to do exactly what I'm doing as soon as this webinar is over, feel free. I'm going to go ahead and click on confirm. And it does take a few seconds, but once everything loads, it does open up a chat. Now, a couple things I want to point out about this chat. One, up at the top, you're going to see that subscribe button is turned on. So anytime something happens in this chat, I'm going to get notified. You'll also see I have the title here, and then the small button that almost looks like a group of people. When I click on this, it's going to open up a box that shows me the members within the chat. Okay, so I can come in here and I can say, hi, I need a logo. And I can chat. And this, again, this is going to our support team. Now, something important I do want to point out is this is not a chat bot. So you're not going to get an automated response. This is an actual human who's going to be responding to you. So if you don't receive a response right away, even though this does seem like a more instant way to get in touch with somebody, it's because it's not a bot. So we may be on the phone, maybe we're out of the office, but if we do receive a chat from you, we'll be sure to respond to you as soon as we are back in the office and available. Okay. Another example of a team chat that you can use is starting an ongoing chat with Scott. So I can say chat with Scott. I can search for Scott in the members here. And I would go ahead and click confirm, which is going to go ahead and create a chat with Scott. Now, as you can see, down under the team chat section, I have both of these chats open. So I do not need to start a new chat every time I want to chat with the support team or I want to chat with Scott. This can be an ongoing chat that you never leave. So you don't have to click this plus button every single time. Just come back into the chat and type your next message, whatever that may be. Okay. So we have been looking for a long time for a platform, which would be a true one-stop shop for you to access anything you need, provide easy communication with your broker, our corporate team, and your fellow agents, as well as instant access to all of our systems. We do want to make things easier for you to access, and we strongly feel like this app is going to do just that and help bring everything and everyone together. We have gone ahead and built this app out with the basics to start, and we will be adding additional features to make the app more local with additional ways to communicate. Maybe we'll create like an open house room or an investors looking for properties room and much more. We have a lot of great ideas, but to make this app successful, we do need you as the agent to utilize this app as much as possible. So that does conclude my training for today.